can hear you now.
Great.
Oh my gosh.
We're good.
I know, Sandra. Sandra, how are you?
Sandra, is that your artwork in the back?
Yeah, it's my screensaver.
I love it.
Oh, I got so much junk in my place, so I put a screen on there.
Sandra, are you sharing today?
No, I was kind of shy.
Okay.
I was kind
No,
of shy.
that's okay. I just remembered I'd asked you, so I just wanted to make sure and see if you were or not. You just sit there and be fabulous, girl.
Thanks for the emails. It's very intriguing. The conversations are kind of interesting for me to reply to, Very original, right? Like what happened on day 322? Like, oh my gosh.
Yes, I thought people would get a laugh about that, but if you think about it, it's really true. What happened on day 332? I mean, you don't remember, do you? Oh, yeah.
So you're in South Africa?
I'm in South Africa, yes.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah, we're partnering around the world, Sandra.
Wow, international women's group. Wow.
And I see Georgia there from Spain.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Cheryl.
Afternoon, morning.
Well, we're just chatting for a couple minutes. We've got a couple minutes left before we actually get underway. But thanks to everyone for coming in. We're going to have so much fun today.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I see Julianne coming in all the way from Mexico. So we got South Africa, Mexico, Spain, Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Julianne. Welcome. We're just waiting a couple minutes, one more minute to get going.
Yep. Don't you like my backdrop?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Very impressive.
I'm getting into the Valentine spirit. Oh, gosh.
I can do that too.
Oh, I'm jealous! I had not got one of those!
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Beautiful Valentine's celebration happening over there. And you look
Must all be on different time. Must be, I just got the shower, can you tell?
There we Kathy from Switzerland. Hello, Kathy, welcome. Oh, we've really got an international group happening. Well,
That's
let's
great.
let's jump right in. It's 8:00. So welcome to Fabulous Friday TV, where we celebrate everything fabulous, including the fabulous you. And that's what it's all about. Finding the fabulous in our life and finding the fabulous within us and bringing it out so that we can enjoy every moment of our life. And today we are celebrating Valentine's Day, the day of love. And it is going to be some amazing sharing that we've arranged from women around the world. And I want to say we are from around, the group today is definitely representative of around the world. We've got some Spain, Switzerland, South Africa, Mexico. And the thing that draws us all together is the fact that as women, we face the same challenges. And sometimes that challenge is to be connected to the fabulous person that we are. And we're so busy running around doing things for everybody else that sometimes we forget that we need to be taking care of ourselves. So let's jump right in to being fabulous today and celebrating fabulous. So I'm Sherry Kalergis, your host. For today, I am the founder Fabulous University, as well as editor of At 45 magazine. And my co-host is all the way in South Africa. Anne, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anne Marrott. I have been in marketing for 23 years, 24 this year actually, and I'm the founder of Women Connect, elite membership program that was started last year, which has been very successful. And I just love doing what I do, and that is marketing. And I'm very happy to be here alongside Sherry.
And it's so wonderful to work with Anne. I love your backdrop, Anne.
Thank you. I'm in the spirit.
And she's the one that sort of keeps everything and everybody coming into the program while I'm busy talking. So let's get underway. First of all, today we said bring something red and or wear something red. So I brought a few things. The beautiful flowers from Gilligan's Girls Flowers on Main Street. And I am dressed in red. And I see that there are many other women wearing red or red behind them. So what I want to know today is, one of you who brought something red, do you want to share a story behind it, or to just tell us why you love what it is that you brought?
We'll have to go and grab some red.
Oh, there you go, Julie. Sorry for interrupting.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Where are you?
It's Christmas, but I like it. Valentine.
So this is the Grinch that we had for Christmas, and celebrating with my wonderful fiance here, who brings joy to my life every single day. And so even if we have to wear a mask, it doesn't really matter, because as you can see, even the Grinch is happy to wear his mask. So that's just fine with us. And so I guess the Grinch has got his red scarf on because now he's celebrating Valentine's.
How
hello.
appropriate.
Hello from the Grinch. We just love enjoying life every day, Sherry. So we don't have to bring in props as such, but the Grinch is here and now he's celebrating Valentine's as well. So hello from the Grinch.
Well, thank you for sharing that. For doing that, we have a giveaway for you, Julianne. And Anne is bringing it, or sending it all the way from South Africa. Anne, do you want to tell us about the giveaway?
Okay, so, well, obviously Julie doesn't need what I'm giving away, but maybe she can pass it on to someone who needs it, because it looks like she has her divine love already, right? Okay, so we've had a wonderful meditation donated by, and I'm going to share my screen here because I want to. I need to show you who the person is who has donated it. She's a singer, a very well-known celebrity in South Africa. Here is her Divine Love meditation. It's guided and music, and her name is Neonal. She was going to be on this evening, but she hasn't been able to make it. This is her picture here. This is what she looks like, and she is giving you her Divine Love meditation CD. So we'll send you the digital version via email, and you can download it. So how about
beautiful? That's beautiful. That's very nice. I can do it with Azuka. We can meditate together.
Awesome.
Oh, well, and I have to say, Neonel's meditations and all her offerings are amazing. And do you want to just say what her website is?
Yes, her website is neonel.com, and I'll put it into the chat. So if you want to go and have a look, her music, oh my gosh, her music is amazing. So it's NIANELL.com. There it is in the chat. And you can go and have a look. She's got other meditations as well that you can listen to for free, and then or you can purchase them online. They're reasonable. They're about her meditations are like 99 cents, so they're ridiculously cheap, but they are amazing. So,
Thank you, Anne. So Julianne, even though she's already shared, I'm going to have her share again because she has a wonderful love story that it touched my heart, and I've known Julianne for quite a while. She has a publishing company in Canada, but she moves around the world. I'm always astonished, and she's currently in Mexico. So Julianne, welcome, and we'd love to hear your love story.
Thank you. Well, I actually love my love story as well. So I've been coming down to Mexico for a few years in the winters, and I had separated from my husband, and so nearly 3 years ago now, I came down to Mexico for the winter, for alone. And I'd been here. I was hosting writers' retreats basically in Mexico, and I'd been here a couple of months. And one of my friends was really into salsa dancing, and so she said, "Oh, you really do have to come to the Cuban club because everyone's dancing there, and you'll be able to just watch." And she said to me, "But do not dance with anybody because it's embarrassing, because salsa is a very serious dance, and gringos, they just flail their hands everywhere, and it's embarrassing. So if you can't do salsa, then don't dance." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine. I'll just watch. It's fine." And so I was there for the evening, and I was watching Azuka, who is a very famous salsa dancer in Puerto Vallarta. He is a salsa instructor, but he's very free with his time, and so as a young single man, he would go to Bodeguita like 3 times a week and dance with all the ladies, right? So they all felt very safe with him, and the ladies would go there knowing that they would get at least one salsa dance, from Azuka. And so I'm sitting with Elena, and she says, "Oh, here he comes." And of course, I've been watching him the whole time and his amazing dancing. And as he approaches, he immediately comes to me and asks me to dance. And at the time, he didn't speak very good English, and of course I spoke no Spanish. And so I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm sorry, I can't dance. And Elena is like negotiating with him, basically saying, "No, she can't dance." And he would not, he was completely insistent. And so eventually she decided that I could go and dance with him, or at least have a little lesson with him, but not on the dance floor, because that was embarrassing. And so we went to a little corner in the restaurant, and he got me to do some basic steps, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually not so bad, right? I could probably learn this." And so I said, "Well, okay, let's try private lessons and let's see what happens." And so the very next day, he comes to my where I was hosting the writers' retreat, and the rest is history.
Well, I'm going to have to take up salsa dancing.
I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. I also say that to all the men, right? Like if they're wanting to meet a woman, they should learn how to salsa dance, because there's definitely a shortage of salsa dancing men.
And now she's my assistant and my manager. Hello.
Well, that's a wonderful story, and you shared some of your dancing on social media, and it looks amazing. I really would love to learn how to salsa dance. It's such a sensual sort of look and dance.
It is. It's a very sensual dance. Although, funny enough, your bodies don't actually touch, which is why it's also a safe partner dance for somebody to be dancing with different partners, because you're using certain steps and your bodies are not actually touching. So and it's actually a really good dance for like, I have a bad back, and so for because you're dancing on the balls of your feet. So it's it's not kind of like, it's a very, very sort of like, it's a very sophisticated sensual dance where you're kind of very conscious of your body movements and your feet. But it's all in the hips and the feet, basically.
Oh, well, thanks for sharing that. And there's something that I learned, like to know that dancing can be good for your back. I mean, so many of us nowadays are having problems with their back. So thanks again. So today we're also sharing, Anne and I, about love. And today the topic was share about someone or something that you love that makes you feel fabulous. And so many times we sort of get caught up in the fact that, life can be a little mundane, or that the people around us, sometimes we lose that connection of love. And love is an amazing thing. When Anne and I were talking about this subject before, I asked her something about, like, who do you love? And as she started to talk, her face just lit up. And she'll be telling you the story. But it got me thinking of how love really does lift us up. When we're in the act of loving and feeling loving, it just, you can't be sad. Even if it's somebody who maybe is not in your life anymore, you immediately are picked up with that feeling, that warm, fuzzy feeling. And it's a wonderful way to remind you that feeling love is an important part of us. So today I want to shout out to my sister, Holly, who I love so much. And she has just made my life, and I might tear up a little bit here, an amazing thing. She's brought a real joy to my life. My one sister passed away a few years ago, and so Holly is my only sister now. And every time I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling happy, she's one of the people that I reach out to. And that's the power of love, that it goes through and supports you in good times and bad. So thanks, Holly. And did you have sharing?
Yes, okay, so I'm glowing already. Can you see that?
I can, and I'm wiping tears. Can you see that?
Oh, shame. All right. So today, I'd like to tell you about a very special friend of mine. He's my best friend. We've known each other for 24 years. I met him when he was 25 years old, and he's going to be 49 this year. And it's just amazing how time flies, and you can't believe how quickly time flies, But he's a kind guy. He's one of these guys that have a soft heart, and we were in the beginning romantically involved, and then we just, it just didn't happen, because he was just my best friend, and I just wanted to keep that friendship. And so today we're still very good friends, and we rely on each other quite a lot as well. He's actually a doctor, a radiologist, and his days are very similar to mine, where we're sitting in front of a screen all day. But the difference is that he's got life and death in his hands, so he's got to make big decisions and analyze all these CT scans and MRI things to save someone's life. I saved someone's life financially. So,
Which is just as worthwhile, Anne.
it is. It's very important, I think. Anyway, he's got a very stressful job, and it's and sometimes you need he wants to de-stress. Now I am a traveler. I love to travel. I come to America, USA once a year, every year. Okay, and then I try to go and see my daughter who lives on a little island called Mauritius, and my son lives in Singapore. So my kids are all over the place, and they're adults now, and so I try to get some time to spend with them, or I get my son to come to Mauritius, and we all spend time together. And I love Mauritius. It's I don't know if any of you have been there, but it's a really good place to go and just relax and feel fabulous. And that's what I mean. I really do feel fabulous. But getting back to Colin, I absolutely love this guy, and a lot of people say, why haven't you taken the next step to be together? And it's just not like that. It's like part of my family, but it's really an amazing love, like as if he was a part of my brother, or a cousin, or someone that was very close. Anyway, the best part about him that makes me feel fabulous is when he's got to de-stress. He always wants to go to Mauritius, because Mauritius is, I'm going to show you some photos. It's amazing. It's a beautiful island. And my daughter was actually born there. And so he loves to go there, and I love to go there as well. And whenever he wants to go and de-stress, he says, Anne, do you want to come with? And so I just say, of course, the answer is yes every single time. Whether I've gone 2 or 3 times already, I still go. And it's just so amazing. He always thinks about me. He thinks, oh, maybe she wants to spend more time with her daughter, and so just come along with me, and he spoils me, and we enjoy the trip together, and it's just a really amazing place to de-stress. So I would like to share some photos with you, because I can, and I'm sure you'd love to see where I've been, right?
I've never been to Mauritius. In fact, I never even heard about it before I met you, Anne. So I'm curious to see what it looks like.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to show you a whole album, but but I am going to show you.
Okay, 2, Anne, only 2.
Oh, come on, Sherry. 3. Okay, so let me share my screen with you quickly, and then I'm going to show you right now. So here is an evening picture. The sun has just set, and here is my son-in-law, myself, and Colin on the beach. And this is my daughter and I. And one more beautiful sunset. There is me on the beach watching the sun set. My favorite thing to do.
It looks fabulous.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. It's just a beautiful island to go and de-stress. So that is my little, I wouldn't say love story, but it's a person that's really in my heart, and will always be there. And I wanted to share that moment with you.
Well, thank you. I think, it doesn't matter if it's, a relationship that it can be anything that you love that brings that joy to you. Sometimes it's a pet, something you do, it's that emotion that's coming out. So it's not always a person. So it's great to know. Today we want to have a little bit of interaction. So because we've got some great giveaways. As you know, we had some great ones last week. A pair of magnetic eyelashes went all the way to Spain. I'm not sure if Georgia got them yet, but and we've got some more things today. So lots of fun to celebrate Valentine's Day. So the question we want to ask is, how do you relax? And what we'd like you to do is in the chat, just type an answer. So if you are able to, you can find the chat at the bottom of the screen in case you're just getting into Zoom. And we're looking for the answer, how do you relax? So while you're putting the answer in, I'm going to tell you what you're going to win. Or somebody will win. So I'm just moving back. I hope they can see. This is called a pamper party for one. So it starts out with a turmeric sheet mask for your face, a hydrating cherry mask for your lips, a My Fabulous notebook to write in notes and to keep track of what you're thinking as you're doing the fabulous pamper party. But this is the best thing. Can you see that? It's a sort of like a nightshirt or a t-shirt, and on it, it's got love. I can't see for the screen, Anne. Can you see it?
Yes,
Okay.
I can see it.
So that's the pamper party for one. And Anne, how are we going? I see there's 14 people who gave us answers. Let's pick a number.
A number. Should I pick a number or a person?
Yeah, from 1 to 14.
Oh,
Or
okay.
probably 1 to 12, actually.
Okay. Let's do 12.
Oh, okay. Who's number 12? Can you tell, Anne?
That's why
Anne's doing a lot of things. Look at Anne.
No.
While we go on to the next one, you find out who was number 12 in the chat.
Okay.
That question. What were some of the answers? Meditating, going for a walk on the beach, walking, painting, having coffee with a good friend, coming to Fabulous Fridays. Oh my gosh, I like that one. Meditating, of course, salsa dancing. So there's some great ones in there. And why is relaxing important? Well, I think we all know that as we get stressed, it is so easy to forget to relax. And when I was going through my heart issue, I was going to a counselor for the Heart Smart program. And what he told me, it was just stunning. But what he was saying is they've done a study on polar bears. And what they would do is in a helicopter, they would follow a polar bear along and shoot it with some kind of drug so that they could take the heartbeat and everything like this. And you've probably seen it actually in some of the wildlife videos. So anyway, what happens is when they shoot the animal and it goes down, they record what the heart rate and everything is. And then at the end, when the animal is coming to, you'll see that it does this shake, and then all of a sudden it's awake. And what he explained is that is our response to the flight or fight response. And it is shown that people who are constantly in that state of flight or fight end up eventually fooling their body. So even when they try and relax, their body is not. It becomes an artificial normal. And so it is really important that we take time to relax. And whether that's meditation, going for a walk, all great suggestions that we had in there, it is important to take time to let your body decompress. So, something new. Thanks. So, Melody Ann, are you on? Or Melody Owen? Yes, there she is.
Melody
Hi,
Ann,
Melody.
Melody. Hi, how are you?
Great. Thanks so much for coming on. I just wanted to let women know that Melody started a project last year about love stories, and she's on today to share. But Melody, maybe just tell us a little bit more about where they can find the love stories.
Absolutely. I'll put a link to my website in the chat when
Great.
I'm done chatting with you, and you can go find it there. Now, I did the Love Stories campaign in 2016, and then I did it again in 2020 just because it was so popular. And what it is every day I posted a love story of some sort, and I'm going to tell you a story from that series of love stories. But every day was a different theme: love stories for students, love stories about nature, love stories about wellness, love stories about grandfathers and grandmothers. And I just told a story every day, and then I put it out on social media, and people really loved it because we get very kind of narrow in our definitions sometimes of being loved and feeling loved. And so I wanted to just kind of spread more ideas of love around the world. And that's kind of what it's about. And today I'm going to tell you a story about love for your students if you teach, or for your teachers if you're a student. And I have a show and tell. So this is a vase. And I hold this vase, and I feel it. It's beautiful, it's smooth, and it feels cool to the touch, but it really warms my heart every time I see it and every time I hold it. And it sits in my office where I spend a lot of time. And it represents my students. And I've learned so much more from my students than I've ever taught them. This is what I believe. And this represents the power of this wonderful student-teacher relationship. And I'm sure everyone here has either had a teacher or a student that they remember and who has in some way changed their lives. And so this student of mine, he was quiet, very quiet young man from Japan, and I was teaching English in a college here in Canada, and he was in the very beginner class, and he never really learned anything, and sometimes he fell asleep. And no matter how long he studied with me, no matter what I did, his English never seemed to improve. And I knew that he spoke nothing but Japanese outside of the classroom, and I was trying to figure out how to get him to, be more engaged and to learn the language, because, after all, his family was spending a lot of money on an education, and they weren't getting anything in return. And not only was I teaching him, I was also the program coordinator. So I just had this responsibility, and I really didn't want him to go home feeling unaccomplished or feeling like he couldn't. And so one day I was talking to him, and I learned that he had an interest in art, and that he'd never really had a chance to explore this interest because he came from a family of professionals. Everyone was a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer. In fact, he was a trained engineer himself, and his family was expecting him to go back to Japan and start this brilliant career as an engineer like everyone else in his family. And so I thought, okay, well, I want to get him motivated to speak English. So I said, well, let's get you to a community center, and let's start doing some art classes. And so we found a community center that had a pottery wheel and a kiln, and he joined, and magically his English improved. And he had this place outside of the classroom where he so much wanted to communicate with other people in English that he stopped falling asleep in class. He started focusing on his lessons. He started chatting with me in English without prompting. It was like an absolute success. So as his student visa came to an end and he was ready to go back to Japan, he gave me a gift, this vase. He not only shaped it, he carved in an image of me and my daughter, telling me he knew how important people were to me, especially family. And he told me how much he loved his family, but that they didn't actually know him because he wasn't an engineer, he was an artist. But his family had this position and these ideas and these expectations of him and the entire family, and that he was so afraid to tell them, not because of their reaction so much, but because he didn't want to disappoint them. He loved them so much, and everyone else was a doctor or a lawyer, an engineer, and they'd spent so much money on his education, and how could he tell them that that was all in vain and that he wanted to be an artist? I didn't have much advice for him other than, he knew his family best, and that the person he had to live with for the rest of his life was himself, first and foremost, no one else. So he went home and he told his parents about his dreams, and they supported him, and he started a new path in life, and he's now an artist. And this vase, one of his very first pieces of art, will always sit in my office or my living room, and it's a testament to this amazing young man and his truth that he found in his love for his art, and that he inspired me so much as a teacher, and that I love my students so much, and I learn far more from them than I've ever taught them.
Oh, that's amazing story, Melody. Thank you for sharing it. That speaks to me and probably many of the other women in the fact that often, we get going and we're living up to all those expectations of other people, and we forget that we do have to be true to ourselves, whatever that reality is to our inner being. So that's a very nice story. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. And I've popped my website in the chat in case anyone wants to go check out all the other love stories there or learn more about storytelling.
Yes, great. Thank you. So Anne, were you able to find out who number 12 was for the pamper party?
Number 12 is Sandra McKay.
Oh, yay, Sandra. Congratulations. We'll make arrangements to get the pamper party for one off to you. Marilyn, I seen you come back in. Yay. So come on and tell us your love story.
That's hard to follow, Melody. I love that. It was interesting when Sherry reached out and said, do you have a Valentine story to share? And I said, no, my husband and I aren't romantic. And I had to think about that. When I talked to her later, we as women from a young age, especially at this age, have been taught who we're supposed to be, what our relationships are both supposed to be, what the expectations are with our children, with our husbands. The number of times I hear, oh, my wife doesn't, my husband doesn't. And for Glenn and I, we had to define what a romantic relationship was, I guess. We're not big gift givers. We tried to fit into that, trying to figure out the right present. It was a lot of pressure, and we found it much more enjoyable just to agree to have cards. When we buy something for each other, it's either something we've thrown the idea out, or it's come at a time, it's not required at this date. Glenn's out of scotch. How nice. I'm going to give him a new bottle of scotch. Or, the gifts come from the heart instead of by a prescribed date. And so I was thinking about our relationship and what I love the most. He goes to bed early. I watch TV. I go to bed late. My favorite part of the day, and the part that makes me feel most loved every day, is I crawl into bed with him, and he's hot from sleeping, and he curls up and spoons around my backside and just holds me, and every single muscle on my body relaxes. If I'm having trouble sleeping, if I'm waking up with dreaming, he turns around. He knows this relaxes me, and he turns around and wraps me in his warmth until I relax again. And for me, that's the biggest expression of love, and that's my happy place. I think I've even written on this before, but we forget about those tiny, small moments in every day that show our love, and then we let the outside society said, well, what did he get you? He gave me his love. He gave me his time, his fidelity, his attention, his support. But when I feel most loved is every night when I crawl in bed and he wraps me up and helps me go to sleep. And to me, that's a love story. And so I just want to encourage people to stop looking at what's not in your relationships, whether they're family or friends, in terms of what society outside is telling us, and look for the little joy, the nugget, the piece of gold in each relationship. What do you guys bring to each other? Whether it's a partner or not, what do you bring to each other? And it's kind of wrapped up in in my embracing of Ujamaa, which is coming together as a tribe to raise each other up. So hopefully all of our relationships, those moments of love, are coming from what we do have to offer each other, and we're not judging them by what society says is missing.
Absolutely. How wise, and what a wonderful sharing. When Marilyn and I were talking about that, I said,
I'm crying.
Well, I understand that, Marilyn, because there's a lot of emotion in that. She was, we were talking about, because it started the conversation about both our husbands are not like buying cards or gifts. I told her, like, my husband, I think, has bought me 3 gifts in my whole 30 some years of marriage. And then she told me that story, and I thought, yeah, how wonderful. And really, that we need to be paying attention to our relationships and taking the best out of them, instead of always thinking, they should be doing that, or this person should be doing that. The expectations that society places on us, it's only somebody else's truth. It's not ours. And so thanks very much for sharing that, Marilyn. That's wonderful. So I think with that note, I'd like to ask a question again for another prize. Who are you most inspired by? So if you can put in the chat 1 or 2 words, who inspires you the most? So while we're talking about that, or while you're thinking about that, I'm going to tell you what you're going to win. So Gina Best offered up her Learn and Laid package. And Gina Best, she always makes me laugh, okay? But basically she said, Sherry, I have 2 things. One that you can learn, and one that you can get laid by. So the learn part is this book, Untamed. Did I do that justice, Gina? So I have to read just the foreword, a bit of the foreword for you, because if I explained it, I wouldn't do it justice. So it says, for many years, Glennon Doyle denied her own discontent. Then, while speaking at a conference, she looked up at a woman across the room and fell instantly in love. And there's a voice of longing inside each of us. We strive so mightily to be good partners, daughters, mothers, employees, and friends. We hope all this striving will make us feel alive. Instead, it leaves us feeling weary, stuck, overwhelmed, and underwhelmed. And this book is just amazing. So the get laid part, now, I have to ask, how many of you have given up wearing lipstick because we're always having to wear the COVID mask? I know I did. So this is an amazing thing. And I don't know if you can get it in South Africa, but it's called Lipsense. And I am wearing it today. Notice the great color. But what is amazing about this lipstick is it's 2 parts, and it lasts like 24 hours. You put on the lip color, and then you put this top coat on it, and it's just amazing. So I would highly recommend it to anybody. Now, I wanted to speak about Gina Best a little bit, because we are launching, at 45 and Gina Best are launching an amazing project, an amazing mastermind in honor of Women's Day, which is coming up. And so Gina Best is a business coach, and she owns a multi-million-dollar brokerage business here in Vancouver. And she knows how to build a business. She knows how to run a business, and she knows how to grow a business. Her website is gina.best. But the Best Year Mastermind that we're launching is If you are stuck working hard and not seeing money go into your pocket, you want to turn things around and you just don't know how, this mastermind is for you. 12 women is the maximum that we can handle. And on the first day of class, one of those women will get the cost of the whole mastermind for free. Now, the mastermind, I took it a couple of years ago myself. It is a wonderful project. What happens is for $99, you get $99 a month, and you get a 1 hour session once a month, or a 3 hour session once a month. And you're covering all kinds of business with these 12 other women. You're learning so many things, all tried and tested principles to apply to your business, as well as you get Gina Best one-on-one talking to you and helping you along. So it's an amazing project. If you are looking for a mastermind and you also all buying a lottery ticket, you know, where the odds are 1 in a gazillion. Well, here, this is a 1 in 12 odds that you are going to get the cost covered under our scholarship. So if you're interested, you can find more information on our website and also on the At 45 magazine. And we'll be sharing information out on our social media too. So Anne, now back to our giveaway of the Learn and Laid package. Should we pick a number this time?
Well, I don't see the numbers. I sort of have to count the numbers.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well then that's not going to work for us. We'll have to figure out something else.
We can look at the comments and see who's got the most interesting one.
Oh my goodness, I love this book and I've given it as gifts. My best takeaway was that to live your best life, you sometimes have to make other people unhappy. Oh, isn't that fun? Oh, here's a good one. My children, they're all good, but they've grown up in a very different world, far more complicated than the world I grew up. They are freedom and justice fighters. They believe and work for a better world every day. That is amazing.
And that belongs to Melody.
Melody Owen, you are getting the Learn and Laid package delivered to you. Congratulations. Now, so is there another woman out there who we didn't call who would like to share their love story or what they love?
I have a story. This is Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Welcome.
So my
I
story.
love your earrings. Beautiful.
My story is a little bit different. It's a little wild and crazy, as I am, and so it's not exactly a Valentine story, but it was my birthday, which is close to Valentine. And so here I am. I'm living in Las Vegas, and I'm single, and I was on a dating site, and always for my birthday, I want to go to Mon Ami Gabby at the Paris Hotel for dinner. Well, I just did not want to go by myself. So I was in the shower at 6:30 that morning, the day of my birthday, and I decided I'm going to find a date. And so I got out of the shower, I went online, and I sent a couple of messages to a couple of guys saying, "Are you available to meet today?" And so this one fellow got back to me and said, well, I don't know, I do want to meet you, but I don't know if I can meet today. And I said, well, it would have to be today or I won't be able to meet you because today's my birthday. And if you'd like to meet, then I'm going to Mon Ami Gabby for dinner. I'll buy your dinner and we can meet there. And so he says, well, just a minute, I'll have to see if I could change my schedule. And so he came back to me with, yes, absolutely, he would meet me. So this very nice gentleman met me at Mon Ami Gabby, and he even brought me a gift. It was a little, not little, but it was a red, like, you know, like the 5 and dime store watch. But it was the thought that counted. And so it was a lovely, lovely evening. He wouldn't let me pay for my dinner. He paid for both. And it was just a lovely evening. And so, you know, sometimes you just have to think outside of the box to even find companionship or fun and love as well. And so that is my story.
I love it, Cheryl. I don't know that I'd be so brave, but what I take from that is it doesn't matter what, we need to step out of our comfort zone and do things, shake things up a little bit. And I know that that's one of the reasons why I actually started the magazine at 45, and the key theme of it is at 45, disrupt life. And we have to disrupt life. Good grief, this is, you know, the only life we have, and we need to make it count. So, love that story. Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you.
So we're getting almost to the end of our time, but I wanted to announce another initiative that we have for Women's Day, which is March 8th, International Women's Day, where we're celebrating women and their achievements from around the world. And if you notice, oh, sorry, it's on this side, the beautiful painting behind me, that's done by an artist here in Vancouver, Golfo Sakumis. She's an internationally recognized artist and philanthropist whose work is featured in private and public collections around the world. Her approach is abstract art. She's working on different surfaces with acrylics. And what I love about her art is it's an expression of her inner self and her interpretation of the world around us. And she's going to be providing art for the SAT every week. So you can find her art on golfoart.com. That's GOLFO art.com. And she has been so kind. She has given us a beautiful painting as a giveaway for International Women's Day. And I hope that
we can see it.
See it?
Yeah.
Now, the amazing thing about this is the balloons are almost 3D, and in the center is a collage of women. So how can you win this prize? Well, it's very easy. We are bidding people, as Anne said. So every week, we're going to ask at the end of the show, tell us how many people you're bringing to the next show. And we're doing that for the 3 shows up until March, I think it's 12th. So right after International Women's Day. And at the beginning of each show, we'll ask, how many people did you bid last week? And do you have those people? And Anne will check it out. Whoever has brought the most people to our show by March 12th will win that lovely painting. And it's going to look good on any wall. Now, the thing about it is we are also going to, at 45 is going to make a contribution to Kiva. Now, I don't know if you've heard about Kiva, but at 45 has sponsored Kiva for the last 5 years. And Kiva is a micro-lending platform. It was the world's first, and their motto is make a loan, change a life. And for as little as $25, you can put that money in to the kitty, and then they loan it out to different entrepreneurs around the world. We've sponsored a group of women who were buying rice and that and then reselling it as meals. We've done 3 or 4. And the surprising thing about it is probably we've done, I would say, around maybe in excess of $500 over those 5 years. And almost all of the money has been paid back by the initiatives. So there's a very small percentage of initiatives that are funded that don't actually, those women or entrepreneurs pay the fund back. So kiva.org is the website if you're interested. So bring as many people as you can. We will be making $1 contribution to Kiva for each person that's attending our show on March 12th. Amazing. Now, Anne, you have another great giveaway in celebration of Valentine's.
Yes, I do. So today, the 12th of February, almost forgot that. It's the launch of my the 3rd issue of the Woman Connect magazine, which is obviously focused on the Valentine's Day, and so every one of you that has attended this session and from last session, because we did promise the ladies because it launched today, so once it's out there, they would get a free copy of the magazine. The magazine is the Women Connect platform is run by 18 international professional businesswomen, and there are a couple on the show today that are the inner circle ladies that contribute to this platform, and I'm very grateful for all these ladies, and the value that you get within the Women Connect platform is incredible, and it's all for free except a small monthly fee that you pay, which goes towards the marketing and advertising of everyone. And now the special thing about this magazine is that women that are members, it's a woman membership, but women that are members or the inner circle people or anyone that's involved in the platform can write articles for the magazine. And so we have such a wealth of knowledge, articles and wealth of knowledge has been input into this magazine, and you'll all be getting a free copy of it today. It'll go out tomorrow in the emails. So just to say thank you for being part of our TV show and supporting us, and that both Sherry and I really appreciate it.
We do. Thanks so much, Anne. That's going to be great. I'm looking forward to reading it. So next week, what we're asking is wear a hat. We all, I think, feel fabulous when we wear a hat. So we're asking, wear a hat. And the subject will be share how you are dealing with changes and the dynamics with family and friends during COVID. So a deep subject, I believe. I know I have a lot to say about that. So we thank you so much for joining us. I want you to take a moment to make your first bid of people on our beautiful painting. And you can drop it in the chat, and we'll check in with you next week. So how many people are you going to invite and bring to the TV show next Friday? And I want you to remember, you are fabulous, and go out and be fabulous. So thanks everyone for joining. It's been a great time.